engaging and then withdrawing to the secret place. Jesus knew how to encourage people, how to challenge people. And ultimately, Jesus gives us the model of what it looks like to be a servant and to live from a whole heart. So our vision as you read this is that you keep your eyes on Jesus and that everything you process is in light of his love, his empowerment, and his commitment to conforming you to his image. So as you listen along, we hope it fills you with faith, fills you with hope, and lets you know that God has a place for you in the modern world where you can live and thrive as a man.
Amen. Amen. So without further ado, fellas, we hope you enjoy Fighting Shadows. Hey guys, I'm Jeff Bethke.
And I'm John Tyson.
And we are the authors of Fighting Shadows. Introduction. The lie of the shadows. They can only come to morning through the shadows. J.R.R. Tolkien. You don't find light by avoiding the darkness. S. Kelly Harrell. It was September 2021 in Woodstock, Vermont, rated top 10 idyllic small-town main streets for fall in the nation. The leaves were peak, as they say in the Northeast, and we were wearing flannels, at least I was. And we were sitting by a fire inside a cabin on a 500-acre farm. Well, at first glance, it sounds like a Hallmark movie and most suited for time with Alyssa, my wife. It was John and I hosting a retreat for 30 or so pastors. During the Art of Teaching retreat, we tried to unpack our best stuff on communication, preaching, technique, and so on. It was one of the first events we had hosted together. The retreat had just ended, and we were debriefing in the living room late at night. And like all good things we are passionate about, the discussion quickly went from debriefing the retreat to other deep things on our hearts. That's when we began chatting about how much our hearts ache for men in this current cultural moment. So many of our friends, as well as many of the men in John's church, expressed experiencing confusion, shame, and fear on a daily basis. Every time John talked about what he saw in his work as a pastor, I yelled, "Me too, I see that too." And anytime I shared, he responded the same. It was akin to the famous Spider-Man meme in which two Spider-Mans are pointing at each other. If you don't know it, well, then never mind. We realized we felt that talking to men and about men hit on both of our core callings, which were dormant and hadn't been quite yet fully activated. Since that initial discussion, we've given it all we have and started a ministry, launched a nonprofit, and hosted conferences and retreats all over the nation. Basically, we've tried to serve men in every way you can think of. We've even doubled down since the beginning because the energy given back to us was so overwhelming in the best way possible. Guys needed it. But the very, very, very first project we said we should do, in that conversation around the fire in Vermont, this book. I said, John, there's so much here. We need to write a book on this. There are not many books for men that are for this moment in time and answer the questions men are asking right now. 3 years later, this is what you're listening to right now. It's been a joy to work on, and we've given it everything we've got, so we hope you enjoy. By 336 BC, Alexander the Great had conquered most of the known world. His empire stretched from Greece to Persia and everywhere between. He had exported Greek culture, the norms, values, art, and customs of his kingdom across his empire. He had founded more than 20 cities that had become centers of culture, diversity, and power. Alexander was a brilliant thinker and leader, already well on his way to establishing an unparalleled legacy. His army was legendary for its boldness and skill, and Alexander himself was known as a man of remarkable courage. He was the most powerful man in the world at this time. Alexander was not a man you could take lightly, not a man you could defy and live to tell about it. Alexander was on a world victory tour of sorts when he came to the city of Corinth. The city came out to see him and congratulate him on all he had accomplished. The great philosophers came to the celebrations and the city leaders were jubilant. But one notable man was missing from the crowd, the one man Alexander had hoped would come to celebrate him. Diogenes of Sinope. Diogenes was somewhat of a wild man. A controversial figure, shrouded in myth, he was one of the founders of the philosophical system of cynicism that morphed into the philosophy of Stoicism. He eventually settled in the city of Corinth, where he developed quite a reputation for his counter-cultural lifestyle, denunciations of the powerful and hypocritical, and harsh, often hilarious.